I'm going to tell you a ghost story from my hometown, like a local ghost story thing. But okay, hold on. I can see you. You're about to put your little mouse and you're about to go push the back button because I know what you're thinking. I think this too. You're thinking, oh, this is going to be one of those stupid videos that it's like turn up your music, turn up your sound, and then look really closely, and whenever they drive across the road, you'll see a ghost or something, and then all of a sudden, something pops out of you and like freaks you out. It's not one of those, I promise. I hate those videos. I hate them with a passion. I like scream and I jump like 5 feet in the air, and then I say whatever curse word comes to my mind, and then I just proceed to like punch my computer or something. But I promise this isn't one of those. This is like just a regular old story. I'm not going to pop out of you. I'd probably freak myself out too much. I pinky swear. See? Here's my pinky. I pinky swear that this isn't one of those videos. So you should just watch it, okay? So, if you can turn your lights off, it'd be cool if you turn your lights off because then it's just more fun that way. Because you can't do it in the daylight. I mean, how boring. And so turn your lights off right now. Pause the video, turn your lights off. Or if you have like a campfire nearby, it'd be cool to like sit around the campfire because it's always really fun to talk about the campfires, especially if you're in some woods or if you're in your car. You can, if you have a laptop, pick up your laptop, take it to your car, and make sure it's dark outside, and then this will be like the best story ever, okay? If you don't have a campfire, just grab a candle or something, you know. Use what you have. Make the story good. Okay, you ready? Okay, so there's a couple of newlyweds, and they're going on like summer vacation or something, and they decided to take a road trip. So they're like driving down the road and like windows down, music blasting, you know, having fun. And so they're driving, and they're driving, and they drive some more, and then they're like, shouldn't we have like, you know, got to the spot by now, or got to our turn or whatever? And they're like, well, maybe we're just lost. So they drove around some more, and it started getting dark. And so the husband, he was like, okay, whenever we see the next house, we will stop there and we'll ask for directions. So they drive a little bit, and then they see this long driveway, and it's going into the woods. And the husband's like, hey, I think maybe I see a house at the end of the driveway. Let's go stop there and we'll ask for directions. She's like, okay. So they got to the end of the driveway, and they like parked under all these trees and stuff because they're in the woods. And then so he's like, I'm going to go in and you stay out here with the car, and if I don't come back in 20 minutes, then you lock the doors and just stay put. Don't worry, it'll be fine, just stay put. And she's like, okay, you're like kind of freaking me out here, but okay, whatever. And so he gets out of the car and disappears towards his house into the darkness. So the wife is sitting there, and she's like, do-do-do-do, you know, just waiting in the car, in the dark, in the silence, you know, that's kind of, okay. And so she waits like 5 minutes, and nothing. She waits 10 minutes, the husband doesn't come back. It's like 15 minutes later, and she's like kind of starting to get kind of worried, because she didn't think he would take this long. And so she's like, okay, I'll just lock the doors. So she locks the doors, and she sits there, and like the silence just kind of hits her. And so then she waits like 5 more minutes, and she starts like faintly hearing this, like the scratching on top of the roof or something, like scratching. And then she was like, whoa, that's kind of freaky, but then she just realized it's kind of windy outside, and they're under trees and stuff, so it must be just like branches coming down and scratching the top of the roof, you know, just like hitting against it. So she's like, okay, whatever. So she's sitting there with the silence and the scratching and the scratching and more scratching. And she waits like 5 more minutes, and she's starting to freak out. And then she waits about 10 more minutes, and she's almost panicking, and, you know, she doesn't know what to do because she's stuck. Like, she's in this car, and her husband told her to wait, and her husband's in there. What should she do? You know, she's kind of freaking out. And so finally, she's about to have a panic attack. And finally, so many minutes later, she sees these red and blue lights coming behind her as a cop car. And she was like, oh, thank God. Maybe the cops, they can, like, help me out, and then they can find my husband, and they can figure out what happened, you know? So the cop car comes up to her door, and she starts talking to him, telling him about her husband just, like, disappearing out of nowhere. And the cop's like, it's okay, don't worry about it. You just stay calm and then come into my squad car. And she's like, well, what about my husband? What are we going to do about my husband? And he's like, well, don't worry, just stay calm. Just come with me to my cop car and get in, and whatever you do not look back. Do not look back. Don't look behind you. And she's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, just don't look behind you. And she's like, okay, well, she's like, what the hell? This guy is like crazy or something. What's going on with him? And so she gets out of the car, and she does what he says, and walks with him to the cop car, and she almost gets in to the cop car. She's like this close, getting into the cop car, and she just stops. Like, she has to turn around. She can't resist. She's like, why don't they want me to turn around? I have to turn around, and I have to turn around. So she turns around, and there, hanging from a tree above her car that she was sitting in, is her husband, hanging upside down, barely alive. And his fingers are all cut up and bloody and gross, and his fingers are like that from scratching so hard on top of the car for help, scratching on the car. So, that's my story. Story like haunted me since 4th grade. Seriously. So, thanks. Okay, so that's my super duper scary ghost story for you. If I think of any more, or if I remember any more, because I think there are some more, then I'll tell them to you, but I'll just let that one haunt you for a while. Thanks.